Good afternoon to all the students who have joined with us today at this fortnight program organized by Board of Studies Academic of ICAI. As you know, this program is being organized for CA final course students appearing in November 2026 examinations. So far in this program, we have covered papers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So today, in this concluding session of the program, we would be covering paper 6, which is Integrated Business Solutions. The session would be taken by our BOS faculty, CA Deepak Kumar Gupta ji. Deepak ji has already joined with us. Welcome you, Deepak ji, for this session. So, students, today our faculty would be discussing with you important aspects from this paper. He will also be addressing the queries which you have sent to us on this paper. So, we would request you to please take note of all the important points and insights which our faculty is going to share with you today on this particular paper. And as always, I would request you once again at the conclusion of the session, please do fill the feedback form. Your feedback really helps us to understand your learning needs even better. So do fill the form. So with this, I hand over the session to Deepak ji. Over to you, please.
Let me share first PPT. Uh, it gives me great pleasure to guide you in today's fortnight program on integrated business solutions paper. Students, IBS is one of the most unique papers at CA final level. Unlike traditional papers where we study and apply concept subject wise, IBS requires us to think across subjects and look at a business problem from an integrated perspective. In this paper, you will need to connect concepts from financial reporting, auditing, taxation, advanced financial management, strategic cost management, as well as corporate and other laws. The objective of IBS is not simply to test your technical knowledge. More importantly, it tests how effectively you can apply that knowledge to a real life business situation. As future chartered accountants, you may be required to advise management, analyze business problems, evaluate various alternatives, identify risk, ensure compliances, and most importantly, help create value for the organization and its stakeholders. That is exactly the kind of professional thinking that IBS is designed to develop. Therefore, while attempting an IBS case, always remember one important point. There is rarely a single subject solution. You need to look at case a whole, identify the different issues, understand how they are connected, and then arrive at a practical and business oriented solution. In today's program, the objective is to help you to understand the integrated approach and develop your confidence to handle the multidisciplinary case studies. Now, I want to give you a simple example. It's my common example. Okay. Let us start with tea industry. Tea industry covers a wide range of activities from cultivation, harvesting of tea leaves to processing, blending, packing, branding, and distribution. The industry has also changed significantly over the years. Consumers' preferences are changing. Demand for premium and specialty teas is increasing, and health and wellness trends are influencing consumption. At the same time, digitalization, e-commerce, sustainability, and product innovation are changing the way tea companies operate and reach their customers. However, the industry also faces several challenges. These include climate and seasonal variations, fluctuations in tea prices, rising labor and input costs, supply chain issues, intense competition, and changing consumer preferences. Therefore, tea companies need to focus on area. Please note that here companies need to focus on areas such as vertical integration, product diversification, cost management, efficient use of resources, sustainability, branding, supply chain efficiency to achieve long-term growth. Let us take a simple example here. Consider a tea company which is operating in high competitive market. If company only grows and sell tea leaves, its ability to improve profitability may be limited. Therefore, it may decide to move further along with its value chain and capture additional value. The company may adopt backward integration. This is the strategic decision. This is the main critical point. Okay. On the other hand, it may adopt forward integration by entering into processing, blending, packing, branding, and distribution. Suppose the company decide to acquire a tea processing and blending business. Students, please note that this acquisition is a strategic decision. This strategic decision may provide greater control over the value chain, but it also brings several important questions. How should the acquisition be financed? Should the company use internal funds, debt, or equity? What will be the financial implications? What are the regulatory and tax considerations? Once the company has different divisions, such as plantation, processing, blending, and packing, another important issue arises: transfer pricing. What should be appropriate transfer price between these divisions? How can the company ensure that each division is fairly evaluated while ensuring goal congruence? Similarly, when tea leaves are harvested, we need to consider the accounting treatment under Ind AS 41 and Ind AS 2. So you can see that one business decision can bring together several different areas of our CA curriculum. And that is the essence of this paper, Integrated Business Solutions. Here you have to take decision in a holistic manner. Students, now think about the last time you read a business news headline, something about Indigo expanding, Tata Motors launching a new EV, Zomato buying Blinkit. Did you think it as a strategic case? a costing problem, a tax planning exercise. In this real business world, it's never just one subject. That's exactly why the IBS paper is exists. It doesn't ask you to be just an accountant or just a strategist. It asks you to think like a business leader who understands the finance, operations, compliances, and risk all at a single place. In this business world, companies don't face subject-wise problem. They face integrated multidisciplinary challenges. That's why your IBS paper doesn't ask you isolated FR or SCM questions. It puts you in role of a finance director, strategist, consultant, CEO. My discussion with you will be purely general in nature, focusing on overall approaches rather than specific case study questions. Students, I will guide you on strategies to handle this integrated business solutions paper effectively, from understanding how to integrate concepts across multiple subjects to managing time during the exam, identifying key information in case scenarios, and structuring your responses for maximum impact. This way, it makes clear that it's about general guidance, holistic strategy, and skill building rather than giving direct solutions. Students, case study may include mission, vision, objective, along with challenges the company is facing, and what are our key stakeholders, what are various strategic options, like we are going to develop a product, or we are going to explore new market, or we are going for some diversification. At the same time, case study may have financial implication, regulatory compliances, as well as ethical issues. Students, you have to follow step by step. First of all, you have to read and decode the case and identify which strategic model, which compliance, which standard, which regulation, which rule is going to apply here. You have to assess the problem. You have to do proper analysis of the situation. Students, please note that here focus is on analysis, application and analysis. After doing this, develop a justified recommended solution. And always don't forget to give proper conclusion. I will discuss all these steps later on. It's just a brief summary. Okay. Now, students, in this paper, the manner of assessment is 40% portion is by way of MCQs and 60% in the form of descriptive questions. There will be 5 case studies of 25 marks each, out of which you have to attempt any 4. In each case study, there will be MCQs of 10 marks and other descriptive questions of 15 marks, which may involve computation, application, and analysis. Please note that it will involve computation, application, and analysis. Okay. Now, first, to excel in descriptive question, students, it is very important to read requirements thoroughly. Let us start by understanding a very easy example. But before going to that example, I am going to explain you verbs. There are 3 levels of verbs: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 involves comprehension and knowledge. Level 1 covers verb like define, list, state, identify. Okay? Here they are going to test your memorization skills. Level 2 is application and analysis. Here you have to apply the concept. First, you have to do some calculation, and after that, you have to apply the relevant standard, relevant provision, relevant anything. But you have to apply. And level 3 is evaluation and synthesis, where you have to use your judgmental thinking. But students, please note that for this paper, level 1 is not applicable. It means if a question states you to define just in time, this will not be applicable in this IBS paper. If you don't apply the concept and simply write concepts from module, like just a student first memorize and write in its answer sheet, this won't work here. Students, this is very, very important to understand. Level 1 is not applicable in IBS paper. Here you have to apply your knowledge. This is level 2. You have to analyze, discuss, compare, contrast, develop, examine, monitor, prioritize the situations. In level 3 includes verbs like advise, evaluate, or recommend. Here you have to go beyond your theoretical knowledge. You have to apply your judgmental thinking. Evaluate means if a question asks you to evaluate, you have to give proper pros, proper cons, and then give proper conclusion. You have to understand meaning of this. Therefore, students, please note that this paper is about application of knowledge. Whenever you solve a question, please note that first of all, do calculations. Do calculation. After this, compare with relevant standard, relevant rule, relevant benchmark. This will give you either positive result or negative result. Then you have to find out the root cause of the problem. Point number 1, calculation. Point 2, compare with recognized benchmark. And point 3, root cause. Point 1, 2, 3 are related to level 2, and level 2 is our application and analysis. Students, please note that in this diagram, level 1, point 1, 2, 3 is related with level 2. And point 4 and 5, point 4 and 5 is related with our level 3. Level 3 is evaluation and synthesis, where you have to apply your judgmental thinking. Here you have to give 360-degree solutions to your client. Let us understand this gravity by this example. Students, I am not going to teach this example here, but the purpose of giving this example is that so you are able to understand how marking is being done, how much you have to write. Okay. And how you have to structure your answer. Student, this question says, evaluate whether high quality private limited has achieved world class performance under TPM approach. Students, world class performance under TPM approach is measured by OEE, overall equipment effectiveness. We know simply writing theoretical answer or writing formula, you won't get any mark. If you do calculations of OEE, then you will get some marks. But to get full marks, you have to do something different. Students, please note that this question says evaluate. You have to do proper evaluation, and evaluation is level 3 verb. For using level 3 verb, always level 2 verbs are base. In this particular question, evaluation is possible only when you do calculations of OEE. Let us do calculations of OEE. First, to compute OEE, you have to compute 3 ratios: availability, performance, and quality ratio. Okay. When you do computations, the availability ratio is 95.4%. Performance ratio is 36.39%. quality ratio is 90%. And you know, OEE is multiplication of all these three ratios. It means OEE will be equal to 95.4% multiplied by 96.39% multiplied by 90%, which is equal to 82.76%. If you do simple calculation, students, you will end up by getting 3 marks only. This question is having worth of 10 marks. Students, I have taken dummy example of 10 marks so that you can understand this, the way of drafting the solution in a better manner. Okay. This is dummy example. Okay. And this example is having worth of 10 marks. Okay. In first step, you have computed OEE. Availability ratio, you will get 1 mark. Performance ratio, you will get 1 mark. Quality ratio, another, you will get 1 mark. Or overall, for this step, you will get total 3 marks. Okay. As I told you earlier, calculations are not enough. You have to go beyond. You have to go to level 2 further and level 3. Okay. Now, as I have told you earlier, now you have to compare with recognized benchmark. In this scenario, overall equipment effectiveness is 82.76%. Okay. You know, global recognized benchmark is 85%. It means OEE is less than our standard. Now we are comparing with standard. We are comparing actual results with standard. This reveals that availability ratio is 95.4%, performance ratio is 96.39%, but both of these ratios surpasses the ideal benchmark of 90%. These individual ratios are having a standard of 90% and 95% respectively, while quality ratio is having global benchmark of 99%, but your figure is 90%. This comparison, here you will get another 1 mark. After doing this comparison, you have to find root cause of the problem. Why overall equipment effectiveness OEE is below the global recognized benchmark? Although our availability ratio and performance ratios are higher, but please note that quality ratio is dragging. Global recognized benchmark is 99% in case of quality ratio. Okay. It means now we have to move further on next step, which is to find the root cause of the problem. So far, we have scored 4 marks, 3 marks for computation of OEE and 1 mark for comparing with benchmark. Now, let us move further. root cause. Students, high availability ratio reflects that equipment is well maintained. You have to write, if someone is going to evaluate your answer sheet, he will try to find these words. The high availability ratio reflects that the equipment is well maintained. High performance ratio suggests the production speed closely matches with the standard. But quality ratio indicates substantial issues. This may be due to several factors. It may be due to process inefficiencies, inefficient operator training, inadequate quality control measures. There may be any one issues. You have to write. You have to write. Again, if you do root cause analysis, you will get another 3 marks. 4 plus 3, till this step, you will get total 7 marks. To score fully 3 marks in this step, you have to write at least 1 point in each ratio. Okay, understand? You have to write at least 1 point in each ratio. As I just told you, the high availability ratio reflects the equipment is well maintained. We need the word, we have to write the word well maintained. We have to write the word closely matches or nearly in case of performance ratios. We have to write the word process inefficiencies, insufficient operator trainings, or any other similar type of factor. But you have to write in each point to secure fully 3 marks. Okay? After giving root cause, you have to give proper recommendation. Okay? Now let us give recommendations. Students, to bridge this gap, we have to address the quality issues. We are aware we have to address the quality issues, but how? How? In which manner we have to address? You have to write like strict quality control, like proper suppliers audit, proper training of operators. Additionally, students, please note that additionally, leveraging advanced monitoring tools such as real-time quality checks using IoT or automation system may also be very helpful. Students, this is beyond your theoretical knowledge. Here you are using judgment. Okay. Why additionally? Here you are drafting your answer based on judgment. This is here we have reached at level 3. And here we have allotted 2 marks. It means 7 plus 2 equal to 9. Next is conclusion. Students, please don't forget to give conclusion in any question which is having nature of strategic matter. If some decisions are based on long-term decision making or of having strategic nature, please always give conclusion. Conclusions are having some marks also. In these questions, we have allocated 1 mark. Total 10 marks. Okay. If you simply write calculation in your answer sheet, then you will end up with only 3 marks only. If you do proper root cause analysis, recommend and give proper conclusion, you will get 10 out of 10 marks in this question. Students, this is stepwise marking. I always give a common example. Another example. Suppose a question says to analyze competitive environment. You know, to analyze competitive environment, we have to use Potter's 5 forces. And this question is having worth of 12 marks. Okay, 12 marks. We know we have to write 5 forces. But how much we have to write? In this case, 12 divide 12 by 5. 5 forces. It means each force is having worth of 2.4 marks. It means you have to write at least 2 or 3 points in each force or each step. And after writing 2 or 3 points in each force, please give conclusion and your answer with proper conclusion. If you write your answer in this manner, then you will get maximum of marks. You have to understand. You have to marks. You have to divide the marks into steps. In arbitrary step, assume steps. What are the possible steps in this question? Try to divide the marks in step and write accordingly. Suppose if Mr. X writes 7 points in first force, 8 points in second force, 2 points in third force, and in fourth and fifth force, he failed to write anything. In this case, students, he will get marks only for first, second, and third force only. Students, this is very, very important. You have to write in a very balanced manner. Sometimes students say, sir, paper was very lengthy. Paper was very lengthy and it was very difficult to complete. Students, please note that paper is always balanced paper. A well-prepared students can complete the question paper in stipulated time, in 4 hours. Okay. But if you are going to write 8 points, 10 points in an imbalanced manner, then I am sure you will end up with incomplete examination. Similarly, this is another example. In this example, this is area from financial management, or this problem is also given in your set B module. It is a problem based on EVA. Again, question says evaluate SAL's financial performance based on the given data. Students, please note that since the verb is evaluate, then you have to give proper evaluation. Only calculation won't be enough. Solution structure will be like this: calculations, analyze the situation, give proper pros and cons, and give proper recommendation. Similarly, I have extracted this short scenario related to your GST area from our journal case study. Students, please don't forget to quote relevant section or relevant concept. Whenever you are going to apply any concept, please try to correlate the scenario. Please see the highlighted text. So, when the expired medicines were destroyed, YBL needs to reverse the ITC availed on the return supply in terms of section 17.5H. Please try to correlate with relevant sections and provisions to the extent possible. It will also help you in scoring good marks. Okay. Now, students, previous section was related with descriptive questions. Now I am going to discuss with you how to excel in multiple choice questions. In examination, you may find 4 types of MCQs. Number 1, multiple correct answer. Number 2, assertion reasoning. Number 3, not type MCQs. And number 4, most likely MCQs. Let us try to understand first type of MCQ by this scenario. Basically, this I have extracted from your examination question paper. I think it is from November 2024 examination question. Okay. Maybe it, okay. Let us read this scenario, because I want let you know how to handle multiple options MCQs. To understand how to tackle this type of MCQ. Students, you know, in January 2026 examination, there were so many questions which are based on multiple options together with not options. How to handle this type of MCQs? That's why I have picked this scenario to make you understand how to handle this. Students, this is very, very easy MCQ, but in examination condition, when you are facing multiple options and with not option, it becomes typical. But please follow this strategy, which I am going to follow now. You will easily handle any of this type question, this type of MCQ. Let us try to understand the way. Let us read with me. We Care Educational and Medical Trust is registered under FCRA Act 2010. Mr. Kamal Grover, Secretary of the Trust, visited the office to meet CA Anirudh, who is handling all FEMA related works of clients for past 6 days. He shared a notice received from central government. Notice received from central government regarding inquiry before cancellation of registration and suspension of certificate till the inquiry is completed. He informed that amount of rupees 66 lakhs is laying in the bank account out of the total foreign contribution received as on date of receipt of notice. Students, please note that whenever you read any scenario, whether in examination or when you are doing practice, please try to underline keywords. Okay? Now, he wanted to inquire whether can continue to receive foreign contributions and how much of the amount they can spend for meeting the objectives of the trust. Students, in IBS paper, first, you must be aware to which area this particular scenario is related with. Since they have clearly written that FCRA Act and it is easily correlated that it is related with your set A. Okay. Now, if I have basic understanding, I am able to correlate that it is related with section 13 of FCRA Act. Okay. Let us go to section, but before, let us see options. Options are: trust shall not receive any foreign contribution during the period of suspension of certificate except on the terms and conditions as specified by central government on the basis of application made by it. Second is trust can receive foreign contribution up to $25,000 during the period of suspension of certificate with the prior permission of RBI. Third is trust can spend up to rupees 16,50,000 of the unutilized amount laying with it for the declared aims and objects without the prior approval of the central government, and remaining unutilized foreign contribution shall be utilized after revocation of suspension of the certificate of registration. And fourth is trust can suspend up to rupees 16,50,000 of unutilized of the unutilized amount lying with it for the declared aims and object with the prior approval of central government, and remaining unutilized foreign contribution shall be utilized after revocation of suspension of the certificate of registration. Okay, now please note that this scenario requires which of the following statements are incorrect. This says you to identify the incorrect options. Okay. First of all, go to section 13. Students, first of all, go to section 13, suspension of certificate. We know section 13 says circumstances when certificate may be suspended. The central government, while considering the cancellation of a certificate on any of the ground mentioned in section 14(1), shall be satisfied that it is necessary to suspend the certificate. Period of suspension of certificate, then it may be by order in writing suspend the certificate for a period of 180 days, or such further period not exceeding 180 days as may be specified. This is related to suspension of certificate, section 13. Now, effect of suspension. Every person whose certificate has been suspended shall not receive any contribution during the period of suspension of certificate. However, the central government may, on application made by such person, if it considers appropriate, allow receipt of any foreign contribution by such person on such terms and conditions as it may specify. And not utilize and shall not utilize in the prescribed manner the foreign contribution in his study without the prior approval of the central government. So far, students, we come to know this portion is related with our law area, FCRA area, and it relates with section 13. Okay. Now, Rule 14 of FCRA Rules 2011 defines the extent of amount that can be utilized in case of suspension of the certificate of registration. The unspent amount that can be utilized in case of suspension of a certificate of registration may be as under. Here they have given the manner. The unspent amount can be utilized in case of suspension of certificate of registration. A, in case of the certificate of registration is suspended under subsection 1 of section 13 of the Act, up to 25% of the unutilized amount may be spent. It means you may spend up to 25% of unutilized amount. But with the prior approval of the central government for declared aims and objectives for which you have received or trust has received the foreign contribution. And second, the remaining 75% of the unutilized foreign contribution shall be utilized only after revocation of suspension. Okay, it means so far we come to know as per section 13 up to 25% of unutilized amount may be spent, but with the prior approval of the government. Now, please note down all point number on your rough sheet. Okay. Please note down point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4 on your notebook or sheet. Okay. Students, please read each concept carefully and now try to correlate with the concept in a correct manner. Ignore whatever the scenario is asking to find correct or incorrect statement. Students, please note, please write down all 4 points or their number, option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4 on your notebook. Now check. Apply the concept on all 4 points. Let us try to apply. Trust WCEMT shall not receive any foreign contribution during the period of suspension of certificate except on such terms and conditions as specified by the central government on the basis of application made by it. Yes, this statement is correct. Then mark correct in your notebook along with point number 1. After this, trust can receive, point 2 says, trust can receive foreign contribution up to $25,000 during the period of suspension. Suspension of certificate with the prior approval of the RBI. Okay. Yes. Question says can receive foreign contribution up to $25,000. Students, this is clearly incorrect statement. Nowhere it has written that we can receive this amount. Please mark incorrect on point number 2 in your notebook. Option 3 says trust can spend up to. Now they are saying about spending, and we know that we can spend up to 25% of the amount. We have pending amount 66 lakhs. And please note that in clause A, it has written we can utilize up to 25% of unutilized amount. It means we can utilize 25% of 66 lakhs, which is equal to around 16,50,000, but with the prior approval of the central government. But here they have written can spend up to 16,50,000. Yes, this is correct. But they are saying without prior approval of the central government, and this makes this point 3 incorrect. Now please mark point 3 as incorrect in your answer sheet. Point 1 you mark correct, point 2 and 3 you mark incorrect, and point 4 says trust WCEMT can spend up to rupees 16,50,000 of unutilized amount lying with it for the declared aims and objective with prior approval of the government. Yes, this is 25% of the unutilized amount, and they have taken prior approval of the central government. Then this point is directly correlated with the relevant provision. Therefore, point number 1 and point number 4 is correct. Then mark point 4 as correct. It means this solution is based on concept. This is correct solution based on concept. But we have to find incorrect solutions. Then give point number 2 and 3 in answer. If they ask you to find correct solution, give them 1 and 4. If they ask you to find incorrect solution, give them point 2 and 3. Therefore, students, whenever you try to attempt multiple options, multiple statements, MCQs, in this case, please note down each option in your answer sheet or notebook, anywhere. Okay. I am not saying you to write full statement, but you may note point option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Option 1 correct, tick. Option 2 incorrect, cross. Option 3 incorrect, cross. Option 4 correct, tick. Now see what scenario says, what question says. If they say to identify correct, then pick correct. They say incorrect, pick incorrect. And please see, now our solution will be point number 2nd and 3rd. This reflects as option C. Now, students, another type of question. This is with options like most appropriate, most likely type of MCQ. Let us try to understand. Although this is very simple, straightforward MCQ, but try to understand. Let us read. Sara fast fashion retailer has adopted a strategy of rapidly designing, producing, distributing based on real consumer trends. Okay. Company is rapidly designing, producing what? What is the demand of their customers? And it is based on their trends, their real-time feedback. Do you know some companies analyze the data of university students, restaurants, clubs, big malls to track fashion, to track trends? Okay, this one. The company ensure cost efficiency by optimizing. Company ensures cost efficiency by optimizing its supply chain and maintaining a strong relationship with supplier. Which type of competitive advantage is the company most likely leveraging? Students, please note that in this question, in this particular scenario, there may be differentiation advantage. There may also be cost advantage. Whether there will be focus advantage or first mover advantage. Students, point C, focus advantage won't be there because company is not targeting any niche market. Okay. Sara is fast fashion retailer. They are not saying whether they are targeting college students or kids or women or elder persons. Okay. Therefore, option C is incorrect. You can stately delete this option. First mover advantage. Whether Sara will get first mover advantage. This is also not the case. Because company is trying based on consumer trends. It means someone is already there in the market. Then in this case, you won't get first mover advantage. It means D option is also incorrect. You can easily eliminate option C and D. Now, come to option C and B. It appears that both options are correct. In this situation, please see which option give you better feeling, better judgment. Okay. For differentiation advantage, you must have something different, something unique. Although you are targeting rapidly designing or producing the product as per consumers' desire or real-time trends, but question doesn't clearly specify whether you are making something different, something unique product. It gives us feeling of differentiation advantage. It looks like a differentiation advantage, but company ensures cost efficiency through optimizing supply chain and maintaining a strong relationship with supplier. Yes, if we have good relationship with supplier, then our cost will low down. Our supply chain will be optimized. If we have good flexible supply chain, it will give you cost advantage. Students, please note that in first sentence, something is missing. Something means unique, special. Something is missing. But sentence second is clearly correlating the words. If you have a strong relationship with supplier, your supply chain will be flexible and your supply chain will be strong. If your supply chain is strong, you will get cost advantage. You have to find most appropriate solution. If this question says to identify the correct options, then I identify the option A and B both. Because first sentence is going somewhere near differentiation advantage, but it is not exactly in that manner differentiation. You have to analyze and think. Therefore, students, please don't ignore the wordings of the MCQs. Students, I am I am giving more and more emphasis on this part because this is very important part. Students aware the concept but fail to get good marks in MCQ portion. Students, here my suggestion is to do practice. Number of MCQs you practice, I am sure you will get good control over the MCQs portion. To this portion, students, you may refer case scenario booklets. Case scenario booklets are already web hosted, and you can also buy through CDS portal. And do enough number of MCQs, scenario based questions. You may do subject wise, no problem, but do practice. Try to catch important words in between scenarios and case studies. Now, students, please see this is solution. Cost advantage, yes, this is the most appropriate solution because supply chain efficiency brings low cost operations, and differentiation advantage, it is partly solution because trends matter but not enough for true differentiation. For true differentiation, you should bring brand prestige, exclusive features, and premium quality, and something different, something unique. Therefore, this is not the case of purely differentiation. And focus, as I have already explained you, not targeting a niche segment. And it is not case of first mover advantage because no evidence of being first in the market. Because first sentence say, there indirectly says there are other competitors also. Students, this is another type of MCQ. This is assertion reason type MCQs. Sara's efficient supply chain and strong supplier assertion. Assertion is suppliers. Sara's efficient supply chain and strong supplier relationship can help the company achieve low cost advantage. Yes. Yes, you have, if you have efficient supply chain and supplier relationship, you will have students. How it is possible? In industry, relationship with supplier is very important. Company like Hero, Maruti are wholly depend on their supplier network. Some of their plants are work on just-in-time basis. Their systems are interconnected with suppliers network through electronic data interchange. Their system signals the vendor. They are successful because they have good relationship with supplier. Do you know, if they fail to even get a simple nut bolt within a minute, their entire plant will stop working. They are very much depend on supplier, and this dependency, time to time connectivity, gives them cost advantage. This have eliminated lot of inefficiencies between the supply chain. Therefore, students, this statement is correct. Reason it is, they are saying efficient supply chain management can reduce procurement. Yes, it reduce procurement. We will procure whatever quantities we are required. It reduce procurement, inventory, production, and distribution cost. This is true. There are n number of case studies you may refer. Go to any social media or about any industry which are following just in time. You see they have good supply chain management system. This reduce procurement, inventory, production, and distribution cost. It means reason is correct. Assertion is also correct. And reason is correct explanation of the assertion. It means option A is correct. Both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of reason A. Now, students, I have already explained you. Students, this is very, very important area. Normally, we do time management and descriptive question, but we fail to do time management in our for our MCQs portion. As per my understanding, you should complete MCQs within 90 minutes. Within 90 minutes, and you have 20 MCQs. It means you have 4.5 minutes per MCQ. But students, whenever you do practice, don't give more than 3 minutes per MCQ. Try to reduce this time to 60 minutes. Because if you save any time, this buffer will help you in your descriptive portion, or it will help you to save your time, which time you may use in underlining key concepts. Or if you save 10 or 20 minutes, this time will help you to recheck your question answer sheet at the end. It means this is buffer. This buffer will surely help you. Students, as per my understanding, I am repeating again, you should complete MCQs portion within 90 minutes maximum. This is maximum limit. But I say you should complete this in 60 minutes. Practice to complete MCQs portion in 60 minutes. Sometimes depend on situations, Suppose you get multiple statements and multiple options and not type of MCQs, then you may get little bit, you may need a little bit extra time. In this case, you may need around 80 or 90 minutes, but otherwise you may easily complete before that. Try to save your time. This will help you to improve your descriptive portion, to underline the keywords, to recheck your answer sheet, to plan your descriptive portion. Now, students, I will discuss with you common issues for this paper. As written on the screen, I have not studied the self-paced online module in detail. What should I do now? Students, I sincerely request all of you to take them seriously. Set A covers corporate and economic laws. One thing is certain, the Companies Act will apply to almost all companies discussed in the case studies. Whether it is multiple choice question or descriptive one, you are likely to encounter question from this area. In today's context, where corporate failures are increasingly reported, corporate governance, students, please note that corporate governance becomes highly relevant. Questions based on this topic are generally simple and can be connected easily. Students, please note that these questions can be connected easily to any business scenario. Corporate governance section can be connected with any case study and any case scenario subject to company case studies related with company. If the company is listed, expect at least one or two questions from SEBI LODR area. Similarly, if the company has foreign operations or planning to invest abroad, you can expect questions from FEMA. Students, overall, you can expect around 15 to 20 marks question from this area. If your concepts are clear, answering them won't be very difficult. Students, please go ahead and do module questions very seriously. Modules questions are very good. I have seen sometimes they have directly asked you questions from the module, from backend exercise. Therefore, students, please don't ignore this portion. This is my request to you. Think strategically. Please think strategically. If in exam you are getting 5 case studies, can winding up question maybe frame on all 5 case studies? No. They may ask on 1 or 2 case study. But corporate governance portion is very, very relevant and can be connected with any one case study. This may include women director, independent director, director appointment, director sitting fees, director qualification, director power, meetings, so on. This is very easy portion. You have to simply read and apply. Students, please do back end exercise. This is very good resource for you to practice. Now, set B. Students, I started today's session with strategic decision. In my all sessions, always I give a common example of T sector and sometimes on airline sector. I give common example or Porter 5 versus McKinsey 7S because strategic models are base. You cannot ignore strategic models. This set B focus on models such as McKinsey 7S, Porter 5 forces, value chain, Altman's Z score, supply chain. You cannot ignore the strategic models. These models form the base of decision making and often tested in various case scenarios, case studies. You cannot say that McKinsey 7S may not come, may come or may not come in any case study. They may come. They may connect easily with any case study, whether it relates to farmers, whether it relates to company, whether it relates to trust, whether it relates to your partnership firm, whether it relates to a proprietor business, anything. McKinsey 7S can be connected anywhere. McKinsey 7S or any strategic model can be connected with any form of business. Therefore, all 5 case studies have significance of strategic models. Therefore, you cannot ignore. To handle these strategic models, students, I advise you to create mind map. If you have read the concept, if you have basic conceptual understanding, you can apply the strategic models in a very well manner in examination. You have to just see the mind map, the tree diagram. Having solid conceptual understanding of both sets A and B is essential. It will help you to connect topic, apply model, and answer questions with clarity and confidence. Students, if you please see past trends in examination, you may get around 35 to 40 marks paper out of 125 marks from here. If you do set A and set B properly, it will cover your 30% of marks. Please don't ignore set A and set B. In set A, I am again repeating, corporate governance portion is very, very relevant. And in set B, strategic models are very, very relevant. And one common topic here I want to inform you is related party transaction. A very important topic. Although nothing is important in CA examination, but it gives me something different feeling, related party transaction, because at the same time it connects with Ind AS. Okay, Ind AS 24, in Companies Act, at the same time it also connect with SEBI LODR. Sometimes even you in taxation, you may get questions on related party transactions. Therefore, students, please think strategically. This paper is nothing. Okay. Now, another very important question. This is very common question. What are the books we need to take to examination hall during IBS exam? Students, you are feel free to refer any study material you are comfortable with. You may carry whatever you want, anything you may take with you. But my sincere advice to you to carry the material that forms the foundation of your studies, because only that material will be beneficial. Please carry the material that forms the foundation of your study, the material which is base of your study. In addition, you may carry mind maps, charts you have created to simplify the concepts on SIB, LODR, FEMA, Ind AS, corporate governance, strategic models, or relevant section. You may carry your notes. But here, here in your mind, this will come in your mind. Sir, why you are saying to carry your notes? I will explain you at later stage why I am saying to carry only your notes or relevant modules are sufficient. Why I am saying this? Because students, you don't know how to use open book. This is open book examination. You must understand how to use open book resources. You don't know how to use open book resources. That's why you carry this all thing you carry in examination hall. I will guide you how to use open book resources. That's why students, it is enough to carry the material which is base of your study. Your notes, your assignment, your mind maps are sufficient, or relevant study modules are sufficient. Remember, the focus of this exam is on application and analysis, not just recall. So students, took those material that help you apply what you have already understood. स्टूडेंट्स, आपको सिर्फ वो ही मॉड्यूल लेके जाना है, मैं आपको सिंपल हिंदी में बता रहा हूं, जो कि आपको, जिससे आपने तैयारी की है, जो आपको क्लियरली समझ आता है। ठीक है, जो आपकी स्टडी का बेस है, आपको वही मॉड्यूल लेकर जाना है एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में। ठीक है, नाउ next issue is, I am appearing for group 2. How can I prepare for group 1 papers, especially for the IBS exam? This is common concern, and it's a great question and common concern among students preparing for CA final. Students, change your mindset. Here you have to think differently. think you are going to appear in 4 exams. Select 1 or 2 papers from group 1. Let us select FR. FR builds the foundation for application of accounting standard, Ind AS, and consolidated related questions, because they are often embedded in IBS case studies. Students, think from this perspective. You are not only preparing this exam, but also you are making your interview. When you become chartered accountant, this subject will support you in your professional life. Think, change your mindset. Change. You are going to handle 4 subjects. Identify 1 or 2 subjects from group 1. FR paper not only help you here, but also it will help you in your professional life, professional career. After clearing exam, when you appear in interview, you will easily crack the interview. It will support you at that time. Similarly, if you are strong in auditing, do auditing. If you are strong in AFM, do questions from AFM. Students, please note that Forex chapter from Advanced Financial Management is very, very important. Again, in CA examination, nothing is important, but something relevant, because Forex question can be connected easily with any one case study. International Financial Management, capital budgeting question, hedging. These questions can be connected easily with any case study. Please see past trend of your examination. Whenever you are making this paper, please see past trend of the examination. Although I doesn't advocate, but it will give you idea how the case studies are being framed, how the questions can be connected, how the questions can be integrated in a case study. Okay. Therefore, students, please change your mindset. Identify 1 or 2 paper from group 1 and have conceptual understanding. At the same time, don't ignore set A and set B. You have to do all subjects, but in 1 or 2 subjects, in addition to your taxation papers, you have to be master to clear this paper. As I have discussed, you don't need to study every subject in very deep, but you should have at least basic understanding of all areas. Of why all areas? I should have basic understanding. Because during the exam, you may be able to identify the relevant concept, apply it correctly. If students, if you have basic conceptual understanding and you are aware that about the concept, you may connect, you make any type of question. If any type of question comes in your exam, you can handle. If you don't know, if you don't know concept, it will be very difficult for you to identify the relevant area in the examination. First, if you don't know concept, first, it will be very difficult to find you which subject this question is related with which subject. If you find the subject correct, then it will be very difficult to correlate to which area this question relates to. Suppose question says assess competitive environment. I know it is related with set B, and to assess competitive environment, I must be aware that it relates to Porter's 5 forces. And Porter's 5 forces as given in chapter 1 of self-page module set B. I must be aware. If I have basic understanding, I am aware of the concept, then I easily come to know. Maybe I am I am forgotten some of the point. Then I may refer. That's why you must have at least you must have awareness of the subjects. If you don't have proper awareness of the subject, you cannot apply open book resources. To apply open book resources in proper manner, you must have basic awareness, basic conceptual understanding. Otherwise, you may carry any type of material or any type of bags in your examination hall. This won't work. First difficulty is finding module, finding chapter. If you find the particular chapter, then you will find wrong concept. You will apply in a wrong manner. Somewhere, if you apply in a correct manner the concept, but you will end up with your time. If you don't have basic conceptual understanding, you cannot apply correctly open book resources. This exam is not about hunting the solutions from the module. It is about applying the open book resources. If you are aware of the open book resources, or if you have basic knowledge of the resources, that's why I am saying that you should carry your open book, your notes, your study material, which is base of your study. Only then you can handle any type of scenario in your examination hall. Simply carrying books, this won't work. Only those material will work which is base of your studies. Otherwise, you will waste your time. You will end up with unfinished paper, and after that you will saying paper was lengthy. No, paper is always standard. Every well prepared students can complete the paper in a stipulated time. Students, this is very important, how to use open book resources. Open book resources help you to just refer. If you have already studied the concept in past, you can easily correlate and apply. If you don't have studies, you will end up with wasting of your time. You will say it is very difficult to complete the paper. It was out of the box. It was very lengthy. This. Therefore, students, again, I am saying this paper is about proper planning and proper strategy. Go ahead with proper planning and proper strategy. I am sure you will clear this exam. Or student, you must aware this exam is the only exam in India which is internationally aligned exam. Which makes you a strategic advisor, business advisor, beyond compliances. It sees you beyond compliances, role of CEO, beyond CFO, even chief value officer. Now, What this exam truly tests. Students, this exam is designed to test your conceptual clarity and application skills, not just ability to find definition or formulas. What this exam truly tests, it's about how well you understand and underlying concepts from each subject, applying them in real business situation like CEO, CFO, director, internal auditor, statutory auditor do. Analyze the complex and integrated scenarios. Students, please refer May 2026 examination question number A 1.8. This question was related to direct taxation subject, but you cannot handle this question unless you are aware question 1.1 about the computation of custom duties. At the same time, you are not aware about question number 1.7 about hazing from AFM portion. Question 1.8 was drafted in a very well manner. This was a proper integration. Normally, in our case studies, questions normally come in isolation. This particular question was properly integrated. You are not able to attempt this question unless you have correctly computed the custom duty in 1.1 and figures by applying hazing concept in question number 1.7. Therefore, think from this perspective. Although there was only one question, but please think from this perspective. I have already explained you why relying on module or search and copy won't work. Okay. Students, this exam rewards thinking like a professional, not just a student. When you approach it with a mindset of analysis, strategy, and applied understanding, you won't just pass, you will stand out. How to prepare for the IBS exam for a number attempt? Students preparing the IBS paper requires well-rounded approach, as the exam tests your ability to integrate and apply concept across multiple subjects. Students, begin your preparation by revising fundamental concepts from your core subjects like taxation, financial reporting, auditing. These provide the technical foundation needed to tackle multidisciplinary case studies effectively. Simultaneously, focus on key strategic and regulatory areas. Focus on strategic models like Porter 5 versus value chain, McKinsey 7S. Know how legal provisions apply, especially to company structuring and board responsibilities. SEBI LODR regulations are very important in case of listed companies. These come up in case studies involving disclosure, board structures, or compliances. AFM Forex concepts, as I have told you earlier, are crucial when case involves international or cross-border transactions. FEMA regulations are much known for companies operating in multinational environment. Students, the Board of Studies has provided a wide range of multidisciplinary case studies through its portal. Case study digest, case studies in students' general revision test paper, mock test paper, Currently, there are around 100 case studies, with nearly 50% case studies are based on real world companies. This help you to relate textbook concepts to actual business scenarios. In May 2026 examination, one case study was based on India's largest airlines, and one case study was based on India's largest tea company. And both of the case study based on both of these industries have been given in your case study digest. Therefore, students, please don't ignore case study digest. The business models, there are a number of business models or strategic models we have given. Please try to do all business models we have given in our case study digest. And please try to solve the case studies given in students' newsletter, revision test paper, and mock test paper. By September end, look out for new case studies which has come in RTP. Attempt them without referring to the suggested answers. These might be tricky and complex. We have intentionally designed the case study because we want to prepare you for exam day surprises. Students, if paper is easy, is tough, moderate, any type, it is for everyone. Please think from this perspective. Don't lose your confidence. Paper is same for everyone. You have to do your best in 4 hours. Don't lose the confidence in 4 hours. If paper is tough, it is tough for everyone. But think, I have to do my best in this. If I am unable to handle case studies, try to find the way out. Try to solve the case study on priority, which is familiar to you. Okay. By October, in September month, first go ahead with RTP. After this, attempt mock test paper 1 in exam like condition and identify your weak areas, practice time management, gain confidence under pressure conditions, and use feedback to improve further. In October and just before examination, attempt mock test paper 2 with equal seriousness. This final mock help you to fine tune your approach and ensure you are ready for exam day. And treat every case study like a real business situation, real business problem. The IBS case study is not just about solving question, it is about thinking like a decision maker. With structured preparation and practice, you can do really well. What should be my focus during last 1.5 day before the exam? Students, in the last 1.5 day before the exam, focus on revising key concepts from your strong area. It may be taxation, it may be auditing, it may be FR, any subject. Give special attention to strategic concept. I am repeating again and again. Give special attention to strategic concept, corporate governance, SEBI, LODR, FEMA, Ind AS, Forex area, plus taxation concepts you have already studied in group 2. Go through past 2-3 case studies and observe how answers are structured. Please note that don't ignore, or don't give conclusion. Okay, whenever a case study is having stakeholders and having long-term orientation, please think from long-term perspective. Okay, and always end the case study with conclusion, because conclusion is having some marks. Okay, see how questions are approached, how models are applied, how conclusions are drawn. See suggested answers. I have just explained you some time back how to structure a answer. If a question is having 12 marks, then divide. If you have to write 5 points, then divide 12 divided by 5. It means in each point you have to write equal to 2.4 marks. It means you have to write in each point 2 or 3 points. In each phase of Porter 546, 2 or 3 points. The same practice do for suggested answers. Take any case study, do this type of analysis, do reverse engineering, and check how step-wise marking may have been done. This you have to think in examination hall, the possible step-wise marking. You have to thought at that point, because it will help you in drafting your answer in a very well manner. Therefore, students, it is very important to look after your suggested answers as well. On half day, revise your summary notes, mind maps. Don't overload yourself with new content. Don't overload yourself with new content, and stay comfortable and relax. Mindset matter. Again, I am repeating, this paper is about mindset. If you have basic conceptual understanding, it is enough. But you must have proper mindset, proper planning, proper strategy to clear this exam. This exam is not about how much you memorize. It is about how well you apply your knowledge in a structured decision maker's mindset. You know, for November examinations, amendment notified up to April 2026 will be applicable. It's common. And students, one more important thing is annual report. Okay, and study of annual report is very, very important. You may ask, why should we study annual report when we already have our study material? The answer is that IBS is not only about remembering concepts, it is about understanding the business, different subjects, analyzing information, applying your knowledge to a practical situation. And an annual report gives you exactly that opportunity. First, understand the company. When you pick an annual report, don't immediately start reading financial statements. First, understand, what does the company do? What products or services does it offer? In which industry or markets does it operate? Who are our customers? Who are its major competitors? How does the company make money? What are its major risks? Try to understand the business model of the company. Imagine that you have been appointed as a consultant to the company. Before giving any advice, you need to understand the business. That is exactly the mindset I want you to develop in IBS. Students, read chairman's or CEO's message. Don't read it just as a story. Ask yourself, what is the management trying to achieve? Growth, expansion, cost reduction, digitalization, new product, new market, acquisition, diversification. This is true strategic management. You will find strategic application of strategic models here, principles of strategic management here. At the same time, study management discussion and analysis. Here, you identify industry, competition, opportunity, threat, risk, strategy, performance. Connect annual report with different subjects. This is the most important exercise. When you find an important piece of information, ask which subject or concept can I connect with? For example, financial reporting. Look at revenue recognition, lease, impairment, provision, financial instrument, consolidation, accounting estimates. If a company is related to pharmaceutical industry, then India's 38 is relevant. Intangible assets. India's 24 related party transactions. India's 2. See how the industry, how the companies are applying the standards. It will help you. It will give you a flavor of real life. You may ask, why has this accounting treatment been adopted? What is its impact on the financial statements? In auditing, look at key audit matters. Very important area. Auditors report, internal financial control, risk area, going concern, significant estimates and judgments. Ask, why has the auditor identified this as a significant area? Similarly, corporate and economic laws related. Look at corporate governance, board composition, audit committee, related party transactions, CSR, board responsibility, and regulatory disclosures. And ask, is the company following the required governance framework? In direct taxation, current tax, deferred tax, tax dispute, effective tax rate, transfer pricing, any GST related matters, etc. Students, you don't have to read the annual report from page 1 to last page as a storybook. Your objective is not to memorize the annual report. Your objective is to extract the information that helps you to analyze the business. Focus on company's overview, chairman's message, business overview, risk management strategy, financial highlights, etc. Students, most of the concepts I have already explained to you. Index is also very important. Sometimes we fail to remember the concept. In this case, index is very important. We can identify the concepts and even we can mark the relevant page. And indexing is very important. But again, I am saying best index is your mind. If you are able to recall, then best index is your mind. If you have good conceptual understanding, you can open particular page. If you don't have conceptual understanding, then it is very difficult. Then if you have not conceptual understanding, not up to a level, then this index will be help. But again, I am saying best index is your mind. Your mind is best index. If you have studied concepts in a very well manner, then you don't need any index. To tackle this exam, students read the instructions thoroughly, scan case studies, conduct thorough analysis, and apply the concepts and framework, and plan your answer, organize response logically, communicate clearly. You have to write the answer in a clear manner. Consider ethical issues if the question is having. Develop time management skills. This I have already explained about MCQs portion. Review answers carefully. Try to save at least 5 or 7 minutes so that you can cross check your answer and you can underline important points. And the students in this paper, again I am repeating, this is very important, how to use open book resources, what resources we have to carry, and how to use those resources. This is very, very important. This exam is not about hunting solutions from the module. You can hunt only when you have conceptual understanding. This paper is about proper planning and proper strategy. Industry insights we have attached in our case studies. You may find different annexer extracts in our case study digest case studies. These extracts have been drawn from various case studies from the real world. And these materials provide the context depth, offering students a real world scenarios and syllabus, and strategic models are listed here. You may refer these strategic models. These are very much relevant here. Try to find any business model like Zara, not just a fashion brand, but a strategic masterclass. You may refer Southwest Airlines business model. Any business model. Think how compliances portion are connected with the case studies. Case study resources I have already explained you. Case study digest, RTPs, mock test paper, and journal case studies. And students, this is all from my side. For any queries on this subject, please call me at 01203045 And students, please note that every Friday we do a special session on this paper, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., where expert faculties take real life case studies along with me. I am there to guide you, assist you in your subject related issues, how to handle the case studies, and expert faculties are also able to guide you, to assist you to handle case studies. My best wishes are with you, and do practice, practice, and practice. Thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you, students. Session is over. Session over. Session over.
Recording stopped.